In this video, we continue with our narration of William Atkinson's Practical Mental Influence and Mental Fascination. In the preceding video, which was Chapter 5, Mental Concentration, we covered what mental concentration is and how it works, the occult teachings regarding concentration, how to concentrate, how to develop the powers of concentration, and a course of training described and explained. This is now Chapter 5, Mental Imaging. We will cover what occultists call a mental image, what they use it for, and how they use it. The magic mental lantern. Now, before continuing, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I suggest that you pause the video right now and do that. While you're at it, activate the notification bell feature. Your comments are welcome below the video. Please make them courteously. If by the end of this video you find that you like it, please remember to give it a thumb up. Share the joy of the channel with others. Thank you again for selecting this video from William Atkinson's Practical Mental Influence and Mental Fascination, Chapter 5, Mental Imaging. What occultists call a mental image, what they use it for, and how they use it, and the magic mental lantern. The preceding chapter, Chapter 4, Mental Concentration, ended with the paragraph, after practicing this way, after practicing this way for a short time each day, you will begin to find that you're able to bestow greater attention upon objects upon which you are trying to manifest mental influence. You are developing concentration, and that is the great secret of the use of mental influence, and explains the differences in its manifestations among men. Think over this. Now, Chapter 5. Mental Imaging. In our last chapter, we called your attention to the first of the two principal factors in the manifestation of mental influence, namely mental concentration. In the present chapter, we'll consider the second factor tending to render possible the said manifestation, namely mental imaging. What is known as a mental image in occultism is the mental creation in the imagination of a picture of the things, events, or conditions that one desires to be manifested or materialized in actual effect. A moment's thought will show you that unless you know just what you desire, you can take no steps toward attaining it on any plane of manifestation. And the more clearly your desires are perceived in your imagination, the clearer is the work of proceeding toward the realization of that desire. A mental image gives you a framework upon which to work. It is like the drawing of the architect or the map of the explorer. Think over this for a few moments until you get the idea firmly fixed in your mind. And now, the same rule holds good on the plane in which the manifestations of mental influence takes place. The occultist first builds up, in his imagination, a mental image or picture of the conditions he wishes to bring about. And then by concentrating his influence through and around that picture, he is able to manifest his influence strongly, instead of in a haphazard way, as is the case with the majority of people who do not understand the laws and principles underlying the manifestations of the forces of mind. The mental image gives shape and directions to the force which is being concentrated upon the desired object or subject. It may be compared to the image on the glass of a magic lantern through which the focused rays of the lamp pass. The result being that a corresponding image is reproduced on the screen or curtain beyond. The analogy is very close is a very close one indeed. If we remember that the minds of the majority of people are more or less blank screens or curtains upon which play the pictures produced there by outside influences, suggestions, environments, etc., for very few people realize their individuality and are merely reflections of the thoughts and ideas of other people. An eminent authority, Sir Francis Galton, was one of the leading authorities upon psychology of preceding generations. And he said on this subject, the free action of a highly visualizing faculty is of much importance in connection with the higher processes of generalized thought. A visual image is the most perfect form of mental representation. Whatever the shape, position, and relations of objects to space are concerned. The best workmen are those who visualize the whole of what they propose to do before they take a tool into their hands. Strategists, artists of all denominations, physicists who contrive new experiments, and in short, all who do not follow routine have need of this. A faculty that is of importance in all technical and artistic occupations, that gives accuracy to our perceptions and justice to our generalizations, is starved by lazy disuse instead of being cultivated judiciously in such a way as will, on the whole, bring the best return. I believe that a serious study of the best way of developing and utilizing this faculty without prejudice to the practice of abstract thought in symbols is one of the many pressing desiderata in the yet unformed science of education. End of quote. And what Galton has said here of value of the use of this faculty of the mind in the affairs of the material plane, so it is likewise true of the manifestations on the mental plane. You know that the clearer a mental picture you possess of anything that you want, the better do you know just what you do want. And the better you know the latter, the better able are you to take steps to get it. Many people go through life wanting something, but not really knowing just what they do want. Is it any wonder that they do not realize or materialize their desires any better than they do? And the same thing holds good on the plane of manifestation of mental influence. If one wishes to materialize anything by the use of the influence, he is not handicapped by a lack of a mental image of just what he wants to materialize. And he is not helped very much by the creation of a mental pattern or plan in the shape of a mental picture. Excuse me. I need to start that whole sentence again because I got two words reversed and they gave the opposing meaning. And is he not handicapped by a lack of a mental image of just what he wants to materialize? And is he not helped very much by the creation of a mental pattern or plan in the shape of a mental picture through and around which he may direct his thought currents? The occultists manifesting the greatest degree of mental influence acquire by practice this art of creating mental images of that which they wish to materialize. They train their imaginations in this way until the very act of creating the mental image acts strongly toward the actual materialization of the thing itself. They see the desired thing or event as actually existing in their minds before they attempted to concentrate their thought waves upon the task of accomplishing it. Then the mental picture, being completed and standing in strong outline, they focus their mental force through it, just as in the case of the magic lantern before referred to. And lo and behold, the picture is reproduced on the screen of mentality of other people. The imagination may be strengthened in many ways, the principle being constant and persistent practice. The practice of recalling to the memory of scenes previously witnessed, and then either describing them to others or else drawing a rough picture of them will help in this matter. Describe to others scenes that you have witnessed, occurrences, details of appearances, and on, until they are able to reproduce mentally the aspects and appearances of the things. Then you may begin to draw mental pictures of things desired, as if they were being drawn on the screen of your mind. See, mentally, the things as actually occurring. See them mentally, and there enact the plays that you wish to witness in actual life. When you have acquired this, you will be able to project your mental pictures on the screen of objectivity in actual life with far greater effect. Now, in thinking of this subject, you will do well to remember the illustration of the magic lanterns, for the figure is a good one and will enable you to carry the idea better in your mind. You see, in giving you this suggestion, we're really telling you to form a mental picture of the magic mental lantern using the illustration given. You see how much easier it is for you to think of it in this way and how much easier it is for you to manifest it in practice? Build your mental images by degrees. Commencing with the general outlines, and then filling in the details. Always commence by trying simple and easy things, and then working up to more complex and difficult feats. And now a word of warning at this point. Do not allow your imagination to, so to speak, run away with you. Do not become a dreamer of dreams and a doer of nothing. You must master your imagination and make it your servant and not your master. You must make it to do your bidding instead of allowing it to dictate to you. You will see in the succeeding chapters the important part that mental imaging plays in the different phases of mental influence. Even when we do not refer directly to it by name, you will see that the idea sought to be conveyed by one mind of another, the feeling, desire, or mental state sought to be transferred from one mind to others, must and does depend very materially for strength upon the clearness and the completeness of the mental image held in the mind of the person seeking to do the influencing. The projector of the mental image of his mental magic lantern upon the screen of the minds of others. Carry this principle well in mind, that you may see its operation in its different forms. Chapter 6 will be Fascination. And we'll begin with the sentence, "In this and the next chapter, we shall present to you information regarding the effect of mental influence manifested when there is personal contact between the persons using the power, and to the person affected. But that is for the next video. Thank you once again for selecting this video, which was what? What was it? Excuse me. Mental imaging. Excuse me. Once again, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do that right now. And while you're at it, activate the notification bell feature. Please comment courteously below the video here. If you like the video, please remember to give it a thumb up right now. Share the joy of the channel with others. This is Tharanki Ramatraka. I'm Turk Strawman, narrating Willam Atkinson's Practical Mental Influence and Mental Fascination. See you in the next video.